What's up, y'all? It's your girl, and I'm back for another video. I don't know what that was, but I'm back for another video, y'all. So today I have a Q&A for y'all. Everybody's been asking me to do this for a minute. It's my little fuzzy pink flamingo pen. Yes, girl, I wrote it down. I was like, yes, I'm gonna write these questions down, boo. Like, yes. I gotta hurry up though because I have to go get the kids soon. So shall we? We shall. The first question is, do your three oldest kids have a relationship with their dad, or do they just help with child support and they don't have a relationship with their dad? I have three older kids. I'm guessing you're not hoping, but I guess you mean Cadence, Kingston, and Kaya. They absolutely, definitely do have a relationship with their fathers. We don't see them as much because we all live in different states. They all live in different states. So, yeah, they don't see them as much, but they do talk to them on the phone all the time. Phone calls, all that. Calling them for extras, toys, and all that other stuff. Yes, they definitely do that. Do y'all's kids do that? Because mine do. Like, boy, I just bought you some V-Bucks and you finna ask for some more? Like, you need to start. Dads do help out, some more than others, but, you know, I'm just gonna leave that right there, okay? How old are all of your kids? I know most of you know this, but I do have a lot of new subscribers. They are starting from the oldest down to the youngest. They are 10, 8, 6, 5. Both the twins are 5, of course. 4, 2, 9 months. I think that's everybody, y'all. Do you mentor or help other YouTubers who are looking to grow? I have never mentored anybody on YouTube before, or that I would call it being a mentorship, but I definitely am open to it. It's just something that I haven't really done before, but I'm open to it. Do you ever consider being friends with your supporters? Probably not. Does it sound fucked up? I mean, I don't mean to sound like a bitch, but I'm just like, I mean, you can't, just because I can't trust people. Now, it's not something like where you're going to be able to message me and be like, hey, can we be friends? And I'm like, sure, let's be friends. Because I'm never going to say that. But if you hit me up, I do respond. And if we have conversations, we have conversations. And that's just basically where that's at. You know, like, I treat everybody the same. I'm not going to be like, oh, we're not friends, so I'm not going to talk to you. If you message me, 9 times out of 10, I will message you back as long as you ain't on no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? All right, next. What is June and Cash's real names? Junebug is named after hubby, so his real name is DeMarcus, and Cash's real name is Cash. Cash money, baby. If you could go back and change one thing, what would it be? Not trusting some of the people that I have trusted in the past. Family, friends, just not being, if I could take that back out of my life and not be so naive when it comes to people who are supposed to be close to me and always kept my eye open like I should have, I would take that back. Does that make sense? Like, I just would take back the naive part of me that really wanted to trust people that were close to me that I shouldn't have. If that makes sense. What is your weekly grocery budget? How often do you shop? Weekly, I wouldn't say is accurate for me. I try not to shop weekly, once every 3 weeks or so, just because it's more affordable for me that way to shop all at once than to shop little bits. I spend more. If I don't have groceries in my house for weeks at a time, I find myself going to the store every 2 days, not every week, and spending $200, $250, $300 every time I go to the store. And in the long run, it adds up to being more. So I'd say total, it's probably about $1,000 a month to feed 10 people. So yeah. Now, before somebody gets on here like, oh my gosh, I can't even afford $1,000 a month. I'm sorry that you can't afford that, but that's not my fucking problem. All right. And honestly, I wish I could lower that number, but it's just what it is. I've tried different things. And even though some months it's lower than that, depending on like if going out to eat or whatever, but still comes out of the same fucking budget. So, I mean, no matter which way I cut it, I end up spending around $1,000 a month in groceries. It's just what it is. It comes with having a large family. It sucks, but it's something that I have to really do. So I got to work my ass off to make sure that these YouTube checks keeps rolling in like this, okay? Because I need my coin to feed my family. Okay. Any tips on saving money or buying in bulk? Buying in bulk is the tip, okay? That is definitely something I say, if you're not doing it, do it. Even if you have a smaller family, because buying in bulk is just more cost effective. If you can get a deep freezer and like buy that meat, chop it up, or, you know, cut it in half and then like freezer bag it, put it in the freezer or the deep freeze, it definitely will save you a lot more money in the long run. Now, sometimes some things aren't more cost effective, like, you know, things that you don't eat a lot of or something like that. But for the most part, meats and stuff, that is definitely the lick right there. And like I said, buying in bulk in general is the lick. But I'd say my biggest tip is, if you don't buy anything else in bulk, buy your snacks for the kids and your meats in bulk. Those two things will always last you forever and be super cheap when you shop in bulk. For saving money, girl, I'm still working on that myself, okay? I'm okay at saving money. I'm trying to get better. That's one of my goals for this year. I'm trying to get better. One of the things that I'm trying to do is, every time you break 100, save like the change. So say if you break 100 and to make a purchase, or 50 or something, like break a big bill to make a purchase, save that change and put it like in like an envelope or something. First of all, who carries cash anymore? Because I don't. But when I do carry cash, if I have 100, that motherfucker's gone before I even remember to stash it into the envelope. So girl, I'm still working on saving, but yeah, I'm trying. Now they have automatic ways you can save, which is really helping me out. It's like every time you use your debit card for a purchase, they automatically roll your change over to a savings account and stuff like that. Those are good ways to save without even thinking about it. So yeah, I would look into that, girl, if you're really looking into it. Because sometimes you're going to have to make me save. Because I'll be like, look, I really needed that 50 cents for something else. I mean, I really needed it. I really did it. Would I do story times in the future? Yeah, if you guys want story time, I do have some stories of some crazy ass shit that I've been involved in or I've done. Especially if y'all want to hear shit about niggas. I got stories about niggas all day long. My days before I was married, okay? And then also stories about like friends backstabbing me. Yes, all that type of shit. I got stories for days. So if y'all want story times, let me know down below in the comments. What's the most challenging thing about being a mom and a business owner? I'd say being able to focus on work when it's time to focus on work. When you're an entrepreneur, it's hard to make yourself hit deadlines when you're supposed to. It's easier to put things off because you don't have anybody to answer to, just you. So it's not like you have somebody being like, okay, Chrissy, this was due on Friday. You got to get this done, this video uploaded, or get this posted or whatever. Whereas it's like, Friday comes and I'm like tired or I'm busy with the kids and I'm like, I'm just going to do it I'm going to wait until Saturday or Sunday, which is why half the time y'all's videos be back the fuck up. My bad, y'all. I'm working on it. But that's probably the hardest thing, managing the time, because my kids are always going to come first. And that's the hardest thing, is really making work a serious priority. Now, I'm not saying that my work isn't a serious priority, because it is definitely my livelihood. But like I said, I'm only one person. And sometimes after the whole day is done, after everything I've done all day long, I'm just too tired to edit, or I'm just too tired to like, you know, do whatever it is that I'm needing to do. And so I'll end up putting that off. And so that's probably the hardest thing, but I'm working on it. Any advice for starting YouTube? I would say just go ahead and do it. I know people are scared. It's a scary fucking treacherous ass YouTube world out there. Just don't let people scare you. Don't let people discourage you, because people are like, oh my God, why would you want your life on there? You see how people pick away people's lives and stuff, and that might happen. I would say be realistic with yourself. I got all these flyways. Y'all, my bad. Y'all just gonna have to love me for me today. What the fuck? All right, anyway, whatever. Be aware of the negative that does come with YouTube, but there's a lot of positivity and a lot of things that I have gained from YouTube, and a lot of people gain from YouTube every day. So I would say just take the good with the bad and just fucking go for it. I mean, you never know unless you try, right? What's the worst that could happen? Would you be okay with your children dating outside of their race? That really does not bother me. I'm not real big on, you know, whatever, you love who you love. As long as they treat my kids good, as long as they treat, you know, my kids treat them good and they treat my kid good, I'm not going to be like, don't bring anybody outside of black out in here. I'm not really like that. Although I know plenty of old school folks who were like, fuck no, hell no, don't you ever bring nobody white up in here. But it's not, or other race. I would prefer all my kids to value how beautiful a black woman is, or how beautiful a black man is. A good black man and a good black woman. But they have good men and good women of any color. So I'm not caring as long as they are good people. You know what I'm saying? Oh, do you think it's better to raise children to be entrepreneurs who build from the ground up, or go to college? Or do you think it depends on the child? I honestly think it's important for all my kids to know. They know I'm an entrepreneur. They know mommy works for herself. They know, you know, I have to put in long hours and it's hard for me. I share that with my kids because it's important. I think it's important for them to know the realities of life in general. So yeah, it's important for them to know the realities of being an entrepreneur and what you can get from it, and what goes into it. A lot of work goes into it. But I think that I also push them to still get an education and go to college, because that's important too. If all else fails, you have a degree to fall on. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus just for the experience. So I think both. I instill both in my kids because I'm an entrepreneur. So of course they're going to get that side of my life. But I want them to also know, like, college is there for you to do as well. And it's definitely beneficial. All right. How did you start working from home? I just started working from home. Basically, I mean, long story short, I've been over this a million times, but long story short, I basically was tired of trying to have to find babysitters. I was tired of trying to figure out work schedules with daycares, because my work schedule would never fit a daycare schedule. I would always be, you know, when you first get onto a job, sometimes you don't get to pick your schedule until you're out of your probationary period for 90 days or whatever. And so you get whatever schedule they throw you, which is always like some swing shift that ends after 6 o'clock. So that would always mess me up, and I would always end up having to try to figure out who could pick my kids up, and that was always an issue because people always worked or had school or had their own things going on. And so I just got tired of being stressed out and struggling that way. And so I just started to come up with ideas on ways I could stay home and be with my babies. And I know a lot of people, you know, they feel one way or another about that because they weren't able to do that, or they're not able to do that. But that's, again, not my fucking problem. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to seem like mad. This is for just specifically, I guess, the haters. Like, if you can't figure out a way to stay home, think a little harder. And it's not for everybody. Not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody has that type of attitude. Not everybody is creative enough to make a living outside of somebody telling them what to do and how to do it. So it's not for everybody. But for me, I've always been creative. I've always had that go get it. I'll make a way. If there's not a way, I'll make a path. If there's not a path type of woman. And so it just naturally works for me. I could go on and on all day about what I did first and what I tried that didn't work and failed, but I just kept trying. So we'll get into that in another vlog. But basically, I just got tired and fed up and was like, I got to figure out something else, and just started working from home, started doing my own little things. This kind of goes with the last one. Great ways to start businesses online. I'll go into that deeper in another video. It's basically you do your research and see what's hot right now and see what you would like to do. I'm just going to say, if you're going to do something online that's involving selling things, I would say what is selling, what sells easily, what is a competitive market, but it's not so competitive to where you can't make your own niche in that market. And definitely drop shipping is that market. Is whatever you're trying to sell, can you drop ship that shit? Because that's how you create passive income, and that is everybody's fucking goal. But anyway, do some research. Great way to budget for a big family. That kind of goes to the other question that I mentioned earlier. It's hard, but I definitely can say that I'm not perfect in budgeting. But I do pay all of my bills first. I make sure all the bills are paid first before I start spending on other things that we want. And I have certain accounts for certain things. I have an account for my bills. I have an account for clothes and shoes. And then I have an account for like spending and stuff like that, and groceries and stuff like that. So I have separate accounts for different things, and I transfer money to each account however it's needed, and then I pay my bills from one. I buy my groceries and stuff from another. And all of the kids have their own savings account, so I always make sure to keep that up as well, because I want them to have their own savings. I don't always add a whole bunch of money to it. People look at me like I have 14 heads because I say my kids all have a savings account. The only one who does not have a savings account yet is Blaze, which I gotta get him one too. But all my kids have a savings account, and that's really important. I don't care if you fucking put $1 in that shit. My kids' accounts gain interest every fucking year. I don't care if it's just $1 in interest, it's gaining interest. So put it in there, let that shit sit, and then, you know, in 10 years, 12 years, it's gonna have a lot of money in there. So I just put what I can, $5, $10. Sometimes it's, you know, not a lot. Sometimes it's just $20. And sometimes I skip a month. I'm getting better at that. But, you know, I do what the fuck I can. At least I can say they have one. You know what I mean? How long did it take to start making money on YouTube? For me, it took a little longer because I did not take my own advice and stay consistent like I should have. If I would have stayed consistent like I should have, the kids are back in there playing. So, okay, noise. But if I would have stayed consistent like I always tell YouTubers to do, up and coming YouTubers, then I would have fucking been making money a long time ago. But it took me probably a couple years. No, I'd say it probably took me a year to start making money, and it probably took me a couple years to make really good money, to where I'm like, I don't need to work, I can just live off of this as long as I stay dedicated and continue to build my brand. But yeah, it takes time. Like I've said before, you can start off and then just start making money in 2 months or 3 months or whatever. It could work a lot faster for you guys. It just took me that long because I didn't start YouTube off with the mission to make money. I just was doing my own damn thing. And then once I really started seeing it come in, I think that's when I really was like, okay, so you can make money here. All right, I'll take you more seriously now. I think when I really started taking it really serious money-wise was probably only about 2.5 years ago, when I got my first big check. Was like $500, and I was like, okay, I see you. Okay, boo, we could do this. Okay, yes. Have any of your kids had bedwetting issues? And if so, how did you handle it? All of them peed in the bed at one point or another. Right now, nobody pees in the bed, not even Junebug, maybe every once in a while, except for, I will say, Kai. She does wet the bed every once in a while. She does wet the bed more frequently. But if we stay on top of it, cut her liquids off at a certain time, make her use the bathroom like twice before bed, she's okay. But anything can throw her off. If she's cold, she'll pee in the bed. If she forgets to use the bathroom, she'll pee in the bed. If she has a sip of water before she goes to sleep, she'll pee in the bed. So we're still working on that. But I really cut them off at a certain time, remind them to use the bathroom. I would even wake her up in the middle of the night. And sometimes it's something that they just have to grow out of. But if it's chronic, I would take them to the doctor. Do you plan on relaxing your girls' hair or letting them decide when they get older? I have put texturizers in the twins' hair and Cadence's hair. I think that's it. Not Kaya's hair, because she's got a different grade of hair. But just to make it more manageable and less crying and screaming when I would do it, and to last a little bit longer. But I haven't put relaxers in any of their hair yet, and I don't think that I will. Y'all know I'm natural, so I probably will let them get older and decide if they want to just rock it straight forever. But I usually keep it in their natural state just because I think it's beautiful. Where do you find patience to deal with your kids? Girl, prayer. I find patience in prayer. There's a lot of days where I'm like, Jesus, they trying to kill me. They are trying to send me to an early grave, Jesus. They're trying to send me to meet you earlier than my time, Lord. And I ain't going to let them do it, because I know, Lord, it's not my time, Jesus. And I'm not going to let you drive me crazy. So you're going to go sit your little ass down somewhere and watch a cartoon or Baby Shark or something. Because, girl, they will try to drive you crazy. But, girl, I'm not letting my kids drive me crazy, okay? There are days where I'm just like, I ain't got no patience for this shit. Y'all gonna have to sit down and color a book or something, and nobody better not say nothing. And if you don't say nothing, I might give you a sucker. Yes, I bribe my kids, I sure do. Okay, and it works. It works 90% of the time. It works. Will it work for an hour? I don't know, but I'm like, I'm gonna take a bubble bath. If you guys can sit down and find something productive to do for the 40 minutes that I'm in the tub, everybody gets a freaking ice cream when I get out. You don't get no ice cream. Yeah. Anyway, bribery works, okay? Next, do you have a daily schedule? Not really. I don't have anything. Okay, I want to say not really. Like, I don't have anything written down like this. So I don't have I don't have a really strict schedule, but we do have a schedule. Like, around this time is breakfast, around this time is lunch. After that, I get to work on YouTube stuff. After that, I get to go pick up the kids. I come home and then I cook and then this and then that. So, and then it adjusts depending on what we have to do. So yes, we have a schedule, but it's flexible depending on what's going on that day. Do you want to move to another state? Right now I'm comfortable. I really love where I live, and I'm just going to rock it here for a while. And I can't say this is my forever state home, but this is where I'm at right now, and I love it here. So for now, Vegas is where we're going to be. We plan on having more kids one day. Yeah, we're just going to leave that at that. One day. What is your dream car? I really always wanted a G-Wagon. Always. And so, you know, one day I'm going to get one. One day, bitch, I'm going to get one. Do you want to collab with other YouTubers? I'm open to the idea. Do you ever get overwhelmed? That takes me back to my last question. Hell yes, I do. I'm a human being. I get overwhelmed. I have my days where I just cannot. Okay, I just can fucking not. But I try to get through it as best I can. And like I said, don't let these kids drive you crazy, girl, because they will try. They will try you. If you weren't a full-time mom, what would you be? Well, that depends. I don't know. I might have a sugar daddy somewhere. Be living in Cali in a penthouse apartment. I'm just joking. I can't say for sure that I would work a 9 to 5 because I've never wanted to work for somebody. I always wanted to work for myself. So I probably would still own my own business. I just don't know exactly what I would be doing. But I'd be definitely doing something, some type of entrepreneur. How do you find motivation to do the girls' hair? Child, it's hard. It's hard as hell to find motivation to do their hair. But the motivation is that I don't want them to go out the house looking crazy. Now, some days when we're rolling to the store or something, I'm just like, brush it up real quick, let's go. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if I sit here and try to do all 4 heads, plus I got Junebug's head, plus I got my head, it's like, damn, we ain't never gonna get out the house. So if we're just running to the grocery store, you know, brush it up, put a hat on, fuck it, let's go. But to school and to events and things like that, I'm really particular about how they look because they're a reflection of me. And I feel like people already look at us crazy because we have a big family. Not crazy, but they look at us like, oh my gosh, that's the family with 8 kids. So you don't want, I tell my kids that all the time, like, you don't want to be the family that has 8 kids and they coming in school looking dusty, because people are already looking at you with expectations or looking at you with a side eye like, all right, or should I say, they're looking at you with a microscope. You know what I mean? Trying to nitpick. And I hate that that's the world that we live in. And I got to prepare my kids for that. But that's just the way that it is. So I always let them know, like, people are always going to look at us under a microscope because we have a big family. So they're looking for us to walk in and be poor looking or be, you know, trifling looking or whatever. Not have your hair combed, not have your clothes ironed out. So that's why I put higher pressure on myself and on them to make sure that they're presentable. When you're at home, girl, I don't care. I love you. You're a beautiful black queen. You're a beautiful black prince. You can look however you want and you're still gorgeous. But when we step out, we have to be presentable. And that is just the way society is set up. I'm not fucking necessarily for it, but it makes me feel better knowing, hey, my kids, you can't never say my kids aren't taken care of. You can't never say that my kids' shoes aren't nice, their clothes aren't pressed, their hair's not done, and they're ready to learn. And they're ready to participate or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? My kids will not ever be the kids or like, oh, she's got all these kids and she keeps herself up done. But look at her kids though. They look like this. Like, nah. Okay. Not over here. Do I stick to a chore list? Yes. All of the kids have their set chores. They get paid for their chores every week as long as they do it without me asking. If I have to ask them to do those chores, boom, baby, you don't get paid. But guess what? The chore still gets done. That's basically how that goes. Short and sweet. Go-to dinners for large families: chicken Alfredo, spaghetti. My kids fucking love spaghetti. I don't know what it is with it. They just love spaghetti. Nachos. My kids fucking love nachos. I love chilies, things that feed a lot, stuff like that. So those are my go-to dinners. So that's basically it for now, y'all. Thank you so much for rocking with me during this video. If you made it to the end, y'all is the real MVP. All right, I got to get out of here and go get these kids from school. Before I head out, I wanted to go ahead and give a shout out to my girl Aisha from the YouTube channel Diary of Aisha. Y'all, I'm going to go ahead and drop her link to her channel down below in the description box. Please make sure you guys go check my girl out. She's a brand new YouTuber just getting started. So hit that subscribe button and show her some love. Tell her Chrissy sent you. She does lifestyle vlogging. She does cleaning and cooking videos. She's got a little bit of her relationship up there. So if you guys like the type of videos like I throw out there and some of these other family lifestyle vloggers do, then she'll probably be right up your alley. Like I said, go show her some love and tell her Chrissy sent you. What's up, Aisha girl? How you doing? Okay. Am I Wendy Williams today? I don't know. I guess I am. All right, y'all. I love y'all so much. Be sure to smash that like button on your way out, girl. And hit a subscribe if you haven't already. I love y'all, and I will see y'all next vlog.